What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel today, and today I want to talk about something very specific here in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and you know, I usually don't talk about very specific topics like this, but this is something I feel like Black Ops 4 needs. For a couple of different reasons. I'm going to go into detail about that, and you know, let's go ahead and get into it. So as we all know here in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there are something called specialists. I don't know if you guys, if you missed out on Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4, you're not very aware, I guess, of what specialists are, but basically, if for whatever reason you don't know, they are these different weapons and, I guess, equipment that you have based on the character in the game. So, like Battery, she has a war machine that's a grenade launcher, and then she has a cluster grenade, which is a Simtex that blows up into little other bombs, and then there's Ajax, you know, with his goddamn 9-bang, aka 9 flashbangs. Horrible. And then he's got a ballistic shield, which is a riot shield with a little built-in machine gun, machine pistol, whatever you want to call it. Pretty akin to things that you'd see in a game like Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, things like that. So, you know, pretty common, I guess, across the FPS genre. And I know a lot of people do actually enjoy Black Ops 4 specialists, even though I'm personally not a huge fan of specialists in Call of Duty. But one thing I think Black Ops 4 needs is not new specialists. We've gotten 2 of those. We have Zero, who, you know, kinda wish never made it into the game. But on top of that, we just recently got Outrider, who returns from Black Ops 3. Now, she has this little drone called the Hawk, which is basically a camera drone that you can use to ping enemies and stuff, fly it around the map, make sure, you know, you kind of see where they're coming from, things like that. And then she has her Outrider bow, which is a bow and arrow that shoots explosive arrows. But like I said, I don't think we need any more of those. I think the one thing that Black Ops 4 truly needs at the moment is a no specialist playlist. I don't know if you guys saw that coming or not, but of course, you know, it's something that's heavily requested. There has been a ridiculous amount of support for a no specialist playlist in Black Ops 4. Lots of YouTubers are behind it. A lot of the community is behind it because, in reality, specialists are not something that I believe, and a lot of other people believe, are really good for Call of Duty. Now, I see why a lot of people definitely appeal to those because, you know, they like the moves that they have, or they think that it adds a little bit of gameplay value, makes things more strategic and objective modes, things like that, and I understand that 100%, but I think Call of Duty has a good example to set if they can just go ahead and really appease everybody by making a whole set playlist for no specialists. So this playlist would be like pretty much just classic Call of Duty gameplay. You just have basically your guns and just regular boots on the ground gameplay. I guess you could keep the specialists in for like the cosmetics and stuff like that, but take away their abilities and their weapons and stuff like that. So it's something that the community's been asking for a while. It's something that a lot of us don't really see fitting in Call of Duty very well. It fits in a game like Overwatch because it's a hero-based shooter, and it fits well in Rainbow Six Siege because they all really are tactical, you know, specialists, or whatever you want to call them, heroes. There's like 80 different names for them, so. But in Call of Duty, we've always had the franchise going as just this arcadey first-person shooter where, you know, basically you're running around and it's more generic, that's the truth, but it's more generic in a good way. And I think a lot of us can agree with that. So with a no specialist playlist, I think that that would be a huge step forward for the game. That is actually a reason I think a lot of people have stopped playing Black Ops 4 already, is because they're just sick and tired of the specialists. And I mean, let's call it for how it is. In reality, the specialists are mostly just equipment, score streaks, kill streaks, things like that from previous Call of Duties that have basically been brought back into the game, and they're given to players for free to help them compete. A good player doesn't have to rely on a war machine to get 30 kills in a game, you know what I'm saying? But a bad player can pick up a war machine, get 2 kills with a regular gun, and then get 6 kills with a war machine and finish with 8 kills in comparison to 2. And older Call of Duty games would have given you that war machine after you earned it through a score streak or a kill streak, unlike in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, where if you basically just exist for long enough inside of the game, you're going to be getting that specialist anyway. And on top of that, a lot of us can see that the specialists are kind of broken. Some of the specialists have just a tad bit of overpoweredness to them, like when you look at Zero, I mean, a bad player literally can sit there and go 5 and 30, get streaks dropped on them, but next thing you know, they get their little tablet and they hack your score streaks. Next thing you know, this 5 and 30 player who did not earn your streaks now has control of your attack helicopter, they've taken over your drone squad, your strike team, things like that. And honestly, that kills the fun for a lot of us who don't really rely on Zero to get our streaks. I'm sure if you played the game in the beginning, you remember how bad Ajax was when he'd throw his 9-bang in there, attack mask, did not do anything to help you really, and that shield, it's bulletproof, and it just, oh my goodness. But these are perfect examples of what I'm talking about, you know? People don't really like that. So, Treyarch, why don't you just appease both crowds by, of course, just leaving the regular multiplayer and stuff like that alone, giving them specialists, but making a just classic playlist? Or a classic, I guess, mode, really. You know how we have core and hardcore? Why not have classic as well, where you can select from all of these different modes and stuff like that? I mean, personally, if a mode like this did come out, you wouldn't be seeing me really in core or anything like that anymore. I mean, I don't enjoy specialists. I use them because they're in the game, but in reality, I would really prefer Black Ops 4 if it didn't have them. In my opinion, Black Ops 4 would be a much better game without them. But that's an opportunity for Treyarch. You can make pretty much everybody happy here, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw back to Advanced Warfare here. You guys remember Advanced Warfare, I'm sure. First game in Call of Duty history that had supply drops, unfortunately, and then of course had Exo Movement, but you didn't have to play Exo Movement because there was a classic playlist in Advanced Warfare where there was just boots on the ground gameplay. And that was fun, man. I really enjoyed that. I played a lot of that, actually, because I'm not a huge fan of exo boosting. I believe they later brought this back in Infinite Warfare, but I didn't play enough of the game, honestly, to really, I guess, notice if they did or not, or at least remember it to this day. But Black Ops 4 could definitely benefit tremendously from it. It's something the community's been asking for. And then on top of that, something I think people are really overlooking about this is that it kind of solves that content problem. I mean, Black Ops 4, we know, there's been a huge content problem until recently with the game, but hey, it's a perfect way to really give new content. Bring us an update someday and just say, hey, the new classic playlist is here. You're basically adding a brand new different mode to the multiplayer of the game, and you're going to make a lot of people happy with that. So not only do you make the community happy and you do something that's been asked for, but on top of that, you also solve a little bit of that content problem by dropping a new mode, and you can say that that's the update for the week, that's your content for the week. I mean, honestly, there isn't really a loss that can be taken if you bring this into the game. And it's not like it's falling on deaf ears. I know Treyarch understands that people want this mode. There has been a lot of feedback concerning a mode like this coming into Black Ops 4, but I do have some good news if you are hoping for something like this. So, Treyarch, when they did their Grand Heist update and they laid out the roadmap, they did say that a brand new mode was going to be coming to multiplayer at some point throughout this operation called Bare Bones. Now, we don't exactly know what that means. We don't know what Bare Bones is. But given the amount of feedback fans have given for a no specialist playlist, and also just by the name, you know, Bare Bones, kind of taking it back to the basics, personally, I do believe that this is going to be the no specialist playlist for Black Ops 4. So that is some good news, and I hope that that's true. It is still a rumor, it's not confirmable. I've heard from other people that they think that's what that's going to be. I've talked to a lot of people about it, and I'm hoping for the same thing, honestly, because I want a no specialist playlist, and Bare Bones does sound like a pretty cool name, but the problem is we don't know if that's what it's going to be, and we don't know when exactly it's coming. I mean, the operation is set to end, I believe, in May at this point. I think they did extend it another, like, 10 days, something like that. So it's got a few months left. So it can come at any point in between those few months. And here's my problem, okay? If this mode comes out like, I don't know, after Modern Warfare 4's trailer with the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered trailer, I'm simply just not going to have that much interest in it. I mean, I'll still play it because I do enjoy Black Ops 4. I know there's a misconception that I don't like this game. I do enjoy it, and I probably will play it at least through the summer, hopefully, if they can keep up with the content and, you know, keep me playing, but it's got to come out before Modern Warfare 4's trailer to keep a lot of hype in it. I mean, it's heavily requested, but once that trailer drops, and everyone knows that in just a few months, we're going to be returning back to the classics, the player count's going to drop drastically. It happens every single year. I mean, every year when the new Call of Duty gets announced or the trailer comes out, something like that, I mean, the player counts just don't hold up. A lot of people take breaks, so you're going to have to time it perfectly, but if you do time it perfectly, you're going to win pretty heavily with the community by doing so. But in reality, I think that game mode would be good for Call of Duty because it really just satisfies everyone. I mean, I think it's obvious to everyone who plays the game that there's this very, very clear disconnect in the Call of Duty franchise. We have all these OG players like myself who played anywhere from COD 4 up until like Black Ops 2, and, you know, we know what, you know, the golden age of Call of Duty was like, and we know how fun Call of Duty was when it was like it was. But then you have all these new age players, most of which do support the specialists because, I mean, that's kind of what they've been around since Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, things like that, who don't know what old Call of Duty was like and don't really know what they were missing out on, who obviously are going to be happy for the specialists and things like that. And I understand that completely, but Treyarch, you have an opportunity to do something rare because it's not very often that you can please the new community and the old community at the same time. I mean, the interests and the difference in those interests are just so different between us. I mean, you know, if you're an OG like me, you want to go back to classic boots on the ground gameplay, you want the supply drop system to disappear, you want the return of golden Call of Duty to come back. But if you're one of these new age players, obviously, you know, you're happy with what you're getting, at least a lot more than what we are. You've known supply drops pretty much your whole time around. You've known specialists and things like that your whole time around, so you can please that new crowd by keeping specialists and stuff so they can enjoy their fun and stuff like that. But then you can also make us happy with this mode. So Treyarch, I hope you do go ahead and take this feedback. I hope you're listening. I do want to go ahead and let you know too, please bring in the VSAT, but I know that that's kind of a meme in the COD community right now is the VSAT because there's so much fan input on it and it's just been told that it's not coming, but I do eventually see Treyarch coming out with a no specialist playlist. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a reason why they wouldn't, and then on top of that, they're going to want to keep interest in their game for as long as possible. That's a great way to do it, but it's got to be a permanent game mode. You know, it can't just be one of these week-long events or something like that, or like a weekend warfare or anything like that. It's going to have to be something that I can play pretty much for the rest of Black Ops 4, because once I get that taste of no specialists and I'm enjoying Black Ops 4 even more than I already am, there's just not going to be much going back for me. So if you pull the carpet out from underneath us after like 3 days of this no specialist and I get real used to it and stuff, I probably won't be able to play Black Ops 4 that much anymore because I won't be trying to get readjusted to all these specialists, man. So Treyarch, make it permanent. Bring it forward. Let's go. But of course, as always, I do want your guys' feedback on this. Are you a fan of a no specialist playlist or anything like that coming to Black Ops 4? Is this something you've been asking for a while? Do you think we're all stupid for wanting no specialists in Black Ops 4? Let me know down below, of course. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, if you're new around here on my channel, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new. I would say go follow me on Twitter, but I'm currently fighting a suspension for impersonation. I think I'm probably going to get this one settled and get my account back, but for the time being, please follow my quote-unquote new Twitter account at OptimusBackup. If I don't end up getting my account back, this will become my new official Twitter account, but I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get all the newest notifications for my brand new content. Join the Discord down below. Lots of great things going on down there. Just updated it, by the way. A massive update came to the server, brought a lot of new cool stuff. And until my next video, guys, which I think is going to be tomorrow, I know I took a little bit of a break over the last day and a half or so, but I haven't really been feeling well on top of that. I've got a little bit of a flu going on. Whole family's sick, so trying not to overwork myself and stuff like that. So my next video should probably be out tomorrow, maybe a double upload, one on the main channel, one here. But until then, guys, this is Optimus, wanting no specialists, and signing out.